Hi. Hope everyone's okay. It's equinox today, so the energy is palpable for sure. I know there's loads of people protesting all over the world. I've got a link for freedom, for liberty, maze balls. So yeah, just in case, this is my. I've been nostalgic today and got my Glastonbury gear out because I just wanted to. Do you know what I mean? Like shits and gigs. I wear what I want. So this is a proper military jacket which I've pinked with feathers and glitter, balls. Yeah, some gems or some badges I made. This one's Noise Patrol with a unicorn on it because I'm noisy. And then the other one I made was Charlie's actual Angels of Charlie, because Charlie's my son. That was the first one I made, first time I went with angel wings on it. Yeah. So I thought I'd get my Glastonbury and my hat on, the lights. You know what I mean? Just getting the celebratory mood for what's coming. And I did have just been sat around sort of just thinking. It's very peaceful. Walking around. You know when you go, have you ever seen, of course you're going to have seen it, Die Hard, right? And Bruce Willis, there's a bit in it in the first one where he talks about taking your socks off and curling your toes, feeling the carpet on your toes. So when I go outside, because I walk around barefoot, yeah, and some people find this weird. And some people find the fact that you get dirty feet from walking around barefoot weird. Now, why is everyone so precious about their feet? We didn't have shoes at one point. Everyone was barefoot. And also it's better for grounding if you're outside in nature. So I'm walking around the garden barefoot anyway, and I'm scrunching with my toes. And all I can hear in my head is the same, that scene just replaying in my head when I'm looking at my feet. Anyway, that's just a little side. Yeah, so I watched, I was going to do another video last night, but I watched Comic Relief, which was amazing. And it's very funny. But there was a classical operatic song on it, and it's my dad's favourite song. And they sang it amazingly, but it just really made me miss him. So I got all upset. And then I just remembered that he's here anyway. He's with me anyway. He's always with me. But, you know, if you want to have a cry, let it out. That's what I say. Because you feel better afterwards anyways. So I did that. I had a good old cry. And then I felt better. And then I remembered that, as I said, he's here. He's always here. And there's a lot of grief in the world at the minute, and a lot of suffering. And it's weird, I've never been so in tune to my just energy as I am right now. I don't know, I think it's just the process I've been through. over the last 15 months. But yeah, you just get to a point where you just sense the energy of the people around you. Oh, I was going to tell you a story as well. My mum, yeah, I've got to be quiet because she's downstairs. Not that she can hear me because she's part deaf, but God bless her. Yeah, I love her to pieces. She's amazing. She's an absolute inspiration. She got on some kind of virus when she was. Well, this was when I was 9, and she was canoeing down the Amazon with my dad on some crazy old holiday. They used to go on holiday all the time when my dad was rich, and she came back. Literally the night that they got back, they went out straight because we had a driver at the time. So they were picked up at the airport. They were shit-faced from the plane. Went to a restaurant, got more drunk. Came home, and she went to the toilet in the middle of the night. She couldn't get off. Like literally, just her legs stopped working. And she obviously called out to my dad because he was drunk. He was like, "Oh, shut up! Shut up! You're drunk." Like, of course you'd get off the loo. And it went back to sleep. And then when obviously he woke up in the morning, she was still sat there and she couldn't get off. And then she spent about, I don't know, the next year in hospital, in and out. Oh no, but not in and out as in home, but between hospital and like a sort of like what would you call it? Like a physical rehabilitation sort of place. But yeah, it paralysed her from the waist down. So yeah, she's an absolute inspiration. She never used to work. Dad never used to let her work. But after that happened, she decided that she was gonna, and she was in a wheelchair. She decided she was gonna go out and get a job. And then she also decided she was gonna walk again because they said that she would never walk again. And she, she was determined she would. Even she can't feel her legs, but she can still move them. She still had sort of some control over the mobility. So during that year when she was in and out, I was sort of at my grand's house basically in Newcastle. And yeah, so she went from a wheelchair to a Zimmer frame, and then a Zimmer frame to 2 crutches, and then from 2 crutches to 2 walking sticks, then from 2 walking sticks to 1 walking stick, and then we lived in we lived in a bigger house at the time, and she walked from one side of the kitchen to the other side, and she must have tripped on because at the time there was carpet in the kitchen. That's how long ago. Obviously, this was when I was 9, so that's 30 years ago. Bloody hell! And yeah, so she fell. She basically fell, and then she fell one more way, and her foot went the other. It completely snapped off her leg, and so it had to all be pinned back together. And then obviously from then she went back into a wheelchair, and so she couldn't really walk after that properly. She could move, she could get in and out of bed. Anyway, I'm going on the side. She's an inspiration anyway. Do you know what I mean? She's an absolute warrior. So I love her to the end of time and beyond. But not but. So one more word to use. She is obviously so programmed. You know, people out there are going to know what I'm talking about. She doesn't have any faith of any kind. That's one thing. And she obviously, she just believes everything that she's told without question. And she's really, and she never used to be, but I think it's over time, it's really impacted her. Her ability to, I don't know what the right words are, but she's quite negative in some like really silly things. Like she just can't. She gets really stressed really quickly. That's what I'm saying. And obviously, when you start getting older and you become more sort of vulnerable, and also just the times that we're living, like obviously with what's going on, plus what she's already got, she takes 1 million tablets a day, and all of those are messing up her system. So one will affect it. You know, we've said it before. So one affects something else, and then you get all the side effects of that, and then you get given a drug for that, and that'll give you more side effects, and then you get given a drug for that, and then so on and so on, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so there's that. And for example, I went to West, right, so I'll tell you. So we've got a Motability car, so I can drive you drive in the back. She does, sorry. she can go in the back and then I'll drive it. So anyway, it's because it's a Motability, I'm the driver for it. So the other month I drove all headstrong to Westminster to go and I was all pumped up. I was ready for it. I thought it's a takedown. I'm gonna go to number 10. So I did go to number 10. Not all the way in, obviously, because there were many men with like bloody automatic weapons. I was like, whoa, what's up? What you got that up there for? So many of them as well. It's like, it's just no need. I come in peace. I come in peace with words, with source, universe, me. Anyway, I was desperate for the loo, and I stopped down this road opposite. Bear in mind, this is during lockdown, yeah. So there was nobody else about. Nada. And there was no cars on the road, so there was nothing. Right, so I put the road opposite. I pulled up because I was desperate for the loo. So I just pulled into this bay. I got out of the car. I must have been out of the car a matter of minutes. I pulled out the car, got out, went into this hotel, which is called I'm going to name and shame these fuckers as well. I have done before, but I'll do it again just for fun. I'll find the name. It's the Royal Horse Guard or something like that. Yeah. They're open. Every other hotel is locked down. So they're allowed to stay open though, aren't they? Because they're clientele. So every other hotel in the entire country is on lockdown apart from these ones. Because there was one opposite the road I also went to see if I could use it. Then neither of them let me use the fucking loo. So I walked in. I wasn't looking like a tramp or nothing. Didn't go in like this. I went in just like I was just wearing normal clothes, and I just said, "Oh, excuse me, can I?" Bear in mind, they're also empty. I mean, they're not full either, but they have got people in and they are open. And I said, is it possible to use your toilet? And the answer was a resounding no. And the woman so there was two women standing in the doorway. So I had to, and one of them had hold of the door. And so I had to ask, like, oh, excuse me, can you just sort of, she was like, I am not staff. Like, that was like, I never said you were, love. Like, but you are standing in the doorway. And so, yeah, she was like, oh, because the reception was like, oh, because of coronavirus, we've got certain rules. I was like, I literally just want to use your loo. You're dead as a doornail. Like, what the hell? But no, they wouldn't let me. And in that space of time, I then come out to a fucking mercenary bloody car parking ticket on my car for the 2 minutes that I was in there. 140 quid for this is Westminster Council. Fucking unbelievable. There's no cars anywhere. There was no cars parked on the roads. There's no people out. There's no cars driving the other way. I was the only one. And they must be lurking, those parking inspectors. They like must be lurking behind like walls, down alleys, waiting for you to park up so they can run out. So just aside, so that arrived. This parking thing arrived today. Oh my gosh, my mum went into like a meltdown about it. I said, Mum, don't worry about it, just chill. But that energy, this is the thing, and I just know it for myself. And then I was thinking, it's so draining. It's draining being like that yourself, but it's also draining to be around. And then I thought, geez, what must I have been like for a long time? Wow. You know what I mean? Because I was like a right misog for a while. When I was in my my pity party for one, for a long time. And I must have been giving off that energy. And it's really, and then it's like, oh my God, our kids would have picked up on that as well. And that, then it translates to, that maybe that's why, the actual effect of the energy that people have then impacts how they also behave and react. It's not just words. It's not just actions. It's just their sort of energy as well. Kind of going off track here. But yeah, loving everybody. I'm loving that so many people get involved. It's brilliant. Give me bear jokes. So I wanted to tell you another story, just for shits and gigs. There's two, and these really just because they're just funny. And I was thinking about funny things when I was getting into them. This just reminded me, and I just so you can have a laugh. Really, I don't mind if you laugh at me. I couldn't give a shit. I went out one night, and there's a place in London called Heaven. It's nightclub. I don't know what percent, but I was drunk. This is the thing about drinking. It gets you to do all sorts of things, doesn't it? So I was out with my cousin, and he was like, oh, let's go to Heaven. Cool, let's go. So it was on a Thursday, and they had a thing during Freshers, I think it is, which is, it was called, it's going to sound worse than it is. Let's just get it there. Because this is a nightclub. It's not anything, dodgy. But it was I think it was called Porn Star Superstar or something like that. It was a game show thing that they had on in heaven. And it was generally meant for guys. Needless to say, it was basically it was a pole dancing competition. And I'd never at that point pole danced. I have many times in my mind, and obviously I thought I was a professional. And my as I was walking out, I was like, I want to have a go. Like, why is it all the boys get to go? And so they let me. So we went. It was Katy Perry night, so it meant that everyone had to do. It wasn't just a pole dance. No. It was a striptease and a pole dance. And I would like to add, I was really drunk at the time, and I'm not that person anymore. I'm not. So, yeah, you got to go in the green room, and they were giving out free drinks. And needless to say, I was like, great, because you got to try and pole dance and strip at the same time. I was like, free drinks. So I don't really remember it, to be fair. Therefore, it wasn't me. Anyway, it was Katy Perry night, and you had to pick your favourite Katy Perry song. And Raw had just come out. So I ran up as fast as my legs could carry me and put my choice in. And yeah, then we had to go, oh my God, you had to go one at a time. And they had a panel, like a proper panel of judges. Oh my God, I can't believe I did this. Yeah, they had a panel of judges. Like, I think there was 3, all guys. And yeah, so all of my competitors were men, and then there was me. I like to say that I didn't come last. I came 4th. I was pretty happy with that. But I did fully. I pole danced to the entire of Katy Perry, and I managed to. And I managed to do pretty well, I thought. Oh my God, it's the crazy things to do. This is what alcohol does. See what I'm saying? It's a gateway to the devil. Yeah, so do you know what I mean? If you've ever done anything crazy in your life, don't worry about it. We all have. Don't worry about it. No, these things. And what was the other one? Oh, this one's more sort of low key. So I think this must be about. I'm trying to find a photo. 4 years ago. No, was it 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. And I'd been out. I've been out since the Friday, and it was Sunday morning. And my ex's mum was down looking after the kids, so we'd been out. And my friend phoned me and was like, I've got a spare ticket to go and do this race. Now, Tough Mudder, that's what it is. Tough Mudder. I'm going to put a link to it. Yeah, so she's like, someone's dropped out. Do you want this ticket? This is like 8 a.m. I haven't been to sleep. I'm still drunk. And obviously my answer was yeah. Yeah, I want to do it. So I ran upstairs. Obviously, seek health advice. Do not do what I do. This is not wise. I'm just telling you the stupidity. So I said, yeah, all right then. So ran upstairs, got into my my exercise gear. She came, picked me up. Obviously, at this point now, I'm just glugging down water like no one's business. And it was a long drive. So by the time we got there, I was like, oh my God, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this. And I was only doing the small one. There's two. There's a 5K, is it 5K and a 10K or something like that? So I was doing the 5K one. It's like an assault course. It's like a military assault course in mud. Yeah, I love that kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, any kind of challenge, I'm up for it. So I'd not done, bear in mind, I'd not done any training for this. I'd not had any sleep. I was sober by the time I started, but I definitely wasn't when I got in the car. And and I'm not a runner either. I just literally grit my teeth. I've never done anything as hard, but I've also never done anything that was exhilarating as that when I finished it. I was like, I cannot believe, because they were finding it hard and they'd done training. I was like, I cannot believe I did that. I cannot believe I managed to do that. Like literally, I felt like I was flying for about a day afterwards because I just couldn't believe it. So this is the thing. It's mind over matter. You can do whatever you want. Obviously, need to say those two examples aren't the best examples, but I'm just trying to, whatever you put your mind to, if you want to do something, you can do it. Simple as that. There's no sort of rocket science behind it. It's literally, if you want to do it and you do it with everything that you've got, you will do it. You might not do it the first time. It might take you longer than you think, but you'll definitely do it. Because it's if you just don't listen to anything else and just if you really want it, really, really want it, then nothing can stop you. And you certainly shouldn't listen to anyone that says that you can't, because there is no such word as can't. Yeah. So those are just the funny sort of ease you into kind of things. Before I get on to I was daydreaming earlier. I was just sort of sat in here and looking out the window. And I did that for about an hour. And I had the window open and I was just listening to the birds, staring at the trees. And I thought, isn't life wonderful? And I know that sounds crazy in this kind of time here. And it's what I mean is, just look around, and this is going to lead on to the things that I don't like that are happening. Because all of these things, there are people actively stopping these things because, if you think about them on the very base level, what's going on in Myanmar, well, simply speaking, there's only one person there that needs to go, and then that situation will sort of go. Then they can, but why haven't they done it yet? It's because it's serving some kind of purpose. They're making some kind of money. They benefit in some way from that guy being there, from causing that fear, from causing that death and destruction, which is actually despicable. Same thing in Ethiopia. Why is that still continuing? Why have we even got these bodies of people that are supposed to secure and keep us safe if they're not doing their job? They're simply not doing it. And then why aren't they? And it's going back to this whole principle of another perfect example here. So this absolutely horrific situation with child abuse across the world, right? So there's 10 million children going missing and being trafficked and abused and tortured and sacrificed and eaten and all this crazy ass shit. And all of this is provable, you know, and I've shared proof of it via video and text and links to cases and all of this stuff. It's all there. It's all happening. So that is happening and is still happening, and it's in fact gotten worse. And then you get the social services, right? And safeguarding. And you get, for example, in schools, the way that they safeguard. So if your child goes in and goes, oh, so you're not allowed to discipline your child at home and I'm not, obviously there's a fine, you know, but people are scared to discipline their child because they know that the child is going to go to school, tell people, and then because this is the way the system works. So I know loads of people that have been called into school because their kids have gone in and said something. And then the safeguarding people have gone, oh, and they've been called in because, you know, they've overheard a bad word and it's like they're getting people into trouble on that level for something which is nothing. But at the same time, letting child abuse go on like fucking madness in plain sight all over the world, within the childcare system itself. The laws are not protecting these kids. The children's homes are not protecting these kids. They're sticking them in unregistered children's homes with older men. So that's all okay. That's all going on. Well, it's not okay, but that's what my point is. It's not okay, but they're treating it like it is because that's going on all the time. But then they're treating parents like they're criminals for doing something which is nothing, which is then blown out of proportion. And then it just seems crazy. Absolutely crazy. Every system is broken. Absolutely every one. And it is completely by design. Because if you think about the legal system, yeah, I'm recapping, so I'm sorry if you've watched my other videos, but it feels like there's a need to recap, particularly today. So the legal systems were created by rich people to protect rich people. Let's make no mistake about it. And here's the thing: when you go to court, when you break the law, first there's the thing about if you have money, you can get away with it, versus someone who doesn't. How is that fair? That just makes the law just makes a mockery of the law itself. And then you've got the thing of then you've got to factor in a race inequality within the criminal justice system, which there absolutely is, and statistically it tells us so through history. You can't deny it; it's just there. So a white person and a person from any other race go up if we're in for the same crime. You bet your bottom dollar that the person from any other ethnicity is going to get a sentence twice as long than the white person, if they even get one. And I don't want to piss off people, but this is just a fact. It is a fact. It's a statistical fact, no less. Not making it up, or not trying to piss people off. I am white. I love everybody. I'm not saying, and this isn't against white people. It's about the system. It's about the system. It's about those people. It's corruption. Top to bottom it is. These are people that we vote. We, the people of the world, vote in to make the best decisions for us. And they're simply not doing that. They're not making any decision that's in our best interest. None of them. Because they're all in cahoots with each other. And not only that, they're not even in control either. They're fucking puppets to puppet masters. The people who pay for them to get into power in the fucking first place. Right? And poor old Sturgeon, yeah? If people, whatever people think about Sturgeon, the only reason you think that is because the media, and oh, guess who that's in? Please. We're coming up to voting time, and Nicola Sturgeon wants independence, and a certain somebody does not want her to have that. Oof, no. And so obviously they're trying to discredit her, and they're doing so. It's like, well, you can't trust the word of the fucking opposition. They're politically motivated. Come on. Of course they're going to say that whatever. They haven't even used the right words. They're trying to make her out like she's done something against ministerial code, and they haven't used the key word that is knowingly, because she didn't do it knowingly, so therefore it doesn't apply. Secondly, if we're going to go down that fucking route, let's bring up all the MPs that have gone against the ministerial code in the last 15 months, shall we? Let's do them all, shall we? You can't make her guilty of it and then not tick off it, you know, most of the people down in Westminster. So what rules are we following? Is it one rule for one and one rule for another, or because then there's no rules, and then we can just do what we want, because no one can take away your freedom. It's not theirs to take. 1, 2. I keep going 1, 2 CD, like in Home Alone. Do you remember that bit where he goes A 1, a bit like that. I do that all the time. Yeah, we have this amazing thing called free will. Free will to choose. And that can apply to absolutely anything. And most importantly, it's about your personal choice, about who you want to be, what you want to do, where you want to go, except what you want to believe. And until everybody understands that all of these things are, you know, everything, like I said the other day about all, like nicotine, you know, all of the things that we consume seriously impact our inside. And go with me, and it's not, and people go, no, I don't want to be a party pooper. Like, I don't. I want to stuff down on McDonald's as much as anyone else, but I'm just choosing better. I know it's not good for me. And the where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. So it's not just that, it's bad, but it's about knowing. Because when you know the impact of absolutely everything on your insides, on your immune system, on your mental health, on apps, it has an impact. So absolutely everything you consume has an impact on your insides, and it also has an impact on your brain. It also has an impact on the chemicals you produce and how your body functions, and all of those things will then have an impact on your ability to make rational decisions and have independent thought and free will and conscious, because it just is, because all of those, you know, you get chemically imbalanced. If you're chemically imbalanced in your body and in your brain, and particularly if you're, drinking a lot, and this is coming from experience. I'm not judging anybody by any stretch. I'm not. I'm saying from this science that proves this, and also from my personal experience, that, and also I've been with a narcissist. So when you've gotten over a narcissist and then also withdraw from all of these toxic things, and your body sort of re-regulates, you just become really clear. Everything becomes really, really clear, and then you can see that it's not just that effect, it means that you're susceptible to being manipulated when you're under the influence of all of those things, because your body is chemically imbalanced. You can't see, you can't discern, it makes it hard to discern fact from fiction. It makes it hard to discern truth from lies. It makes it hard to make decisions. It makes it hard to have willpower. It just makes it hard, and makes us ill. So the clearer you are, then it becomes obvious then who's manipulating who. It just becomes obvious. You can see it, and then you check it, and then, oh look, you got the facts. Oh look, you got the money trail. Oh look, you got the video evidence. Oh look, you got this. It's just there. They're not even hiding it. That's the worst thing. They're so blasé about it. It's fucking offensive. And then you think, shit me, that's been like that whole time, and I didn't even realise. Because I was too distracted. I was too busy getting drunk over the weekend. I was too busy stuck in the system of working, in that system, in the work system, in the whatever. It's just too stressed, too anxious. And all of those things have produce chemicals in your body, which have an effect on your insides, which have an effect on your brain, which impair your decision making. And all of these additives and everything, all of these things have that same effect. So they've been manipulating us and controlling us from the get-go. And, they're desperately trying to cause problems all over the place as a means of distraction from what the real problem is, which is them. There's a massive problem when there's one of these people here has owns everything we see and consume in terms of media and news. That's a problem. And as I said to you before, it's different stories, and he owns all these things, and they're all telling different stories in different countries to make people believe different things. That's how they're trying to do it. That's how they do it. That's how they divide people. No, the division is not real. That's the thing. It's not even real. And then he's trying to make people hate each other over something it's not real. Because the truth is, diversity is what makes us. Our uniqueness is what makes us stronger. Because if everyone has a unique and different ability, and you add all of that up, poof, then you're powerful. Then you're far more powerful. That's what they don't want us to know. They don't want us to know our own power. They don't want us to know that we can connect and create something amazing. Because they want it all. They want it to themselves. They want to have control of everybody. They want everyone to be slaves. They want everyone to work for them so they make all the money. They don't want to share because they're greedy. And they want to kill anyone off through GMO and pesticides and fertilizers by fucking up land and buying all the land, or creating biological weapons to kill people. It's just, that is how it is. All you have to do is follow the money. Follow the people, follow the money, look at all their businesses, look at all their business interests, read all their account system. Maybe that's just me. But that is how it is. And they manipulate the financial system because all their Billy Big mates, yeah, they tip each other off on what their business. When you're at that level and you've got loads of businesses in loads of different places, yeah, fingers in every pie, and then you're at the top there, what they do is say, oh yeah, so and so's doing it. They're just tipping each other off all the time on what they're doing, on what's coming up, and then they get in first because they're big enough to do what's called options trading, and even then there's like this sort of underground job where they get to bet on it first, effectively, because it is just a fancy betting system, and then they make the most money. And then what they do is when they get to near the top, they go, oh, guys, let's all sell ours now, crash the stocks or the crypto or the whatever. Let's crash it for our benefit so that when we can pick up everyone else's stocks right at the bottom again for nothing. That's how they control the system. They are the fucking problem. We are not the problem. The people of the world are not the problem. We don't have a problem. Let's just get that right. In general terms, there are more people in this world that want peace and health and wealth and happiness and to help each other. There just are, by a considerable factor. Yeah. And they are just doing everything they can to make that not happen. But unfortunately, we've already won. And they're just getting desperate. But actually, even though you might not feel it now, just know it. This is the thing. And I'll go into that in a minute. But that's why they're getting so desperate. That's why they're causing all this chaos. So they know it's coming to an end. They know that time is numbered. And they're just getting desperate. But by being desperate, they're just exposing themselves even more. So just keep your eyes open. Because what we need to do, really, I mean, other than get them, is if we just get the foundations right, this won't be a problem for generations to come. It's just the current generation that will need to be the ones to change the most. Because if we get it right for our children, then it'll be right. You know, if we get the schooling system right and we teach kids to respect each other and be disciplined and learn all the things useful rather than the current education system, teach them how to make money, teach them how to manage money, you know, get them to have a business already started before they even leave school. Boom, done. You know, everyone should be in the army or the navy or the army, because then you learn to respect people. You learn to, I mean, it'd be nice to not have to have an army. Ultimately, I think we should call them peace warriors. And but you know, it's the discipline. It's the learning. You know, that how to be a gentleman. You know, there's certain things that we cannot control in terms of they've gone so far that we're warp speed into the future in terms of technology, but there are certain things that we need to go backwards on. And it's things like that. It's things like respecting your elders, respecting each other, looking after each other, doing what's right, being a good person. Those are the things that should matter. Because there's so many of us. We just want peace. You know, the people of the world don't want war. It's only those people there. The only reason they want it is because they make money off it. But we don't want it. None of us want it. They create the situation through governments. They fund it through banks. And then we sell them the weapons, and then we send in our armies like lambs to slaughter. And so do the other side. So the only people, and then there's people that aren't in, that just casualties of war, that lose their land, their houses, their children, their families, their grandparents, their farm animals, their means to survive. And the only people that benefit are these ones. The only ones. Everyone else suffers. Because I know for a fact that people that come back, they don't do it like, they don't skip up like, yay, I'm going to be killing people today. It's a different thing if you're killing a demon, do you know what I mean? Or exercising a demon, as I like to call it. But that's going to have impact on everyone, for everyone on all sides. That's going to impact your life, on your soul, on who you are. And that's a burden that a lot of people could not carry. Yet we expect them to carry it. And we don't, certainly not here anyway. I'm not too sure about other places, but we don't respect them like they need to deserve to be respected for doing that. They're doing a job that nobody else would, you know what I mean? They couldn't, otherwise they'd be in the army, wouldn't they? They'd be on the front line, but they're not. Because it is a heavy burden to carry that. I just think each and every person is here now for a reason. Because we're part of the change. We're the ones that can change it. It's a decision. Any point in time, any point in the day, any point in life, it's just a decision. Am I going to be that same person as I was yesterday, or am I going to be someone better? Am I going to keep doing the whatever it is, or am I going to change? It's not easy changing, but it's better. You'll feel better in the long run. It might be hard in the short term. We just, I was watching this thing, and this is about Russia as well. Like, Russia is massively misunderstood, I think, because I've been watching loads of things, and it's been done intentionally, again, by the media. Because you think about it, why do you believe anything you believe about Russia or Putin? It's because of how the media portrays him and what is released via our government, and neither of those you can trust. So I've been watching. I've been getting involved in all things Russian, and it's been done through history as well, intentionally so. Like so many other things, like history is just written by the winner, and they can just write whatever the fuck they want, can't they? They just distort it here, there, and everywhere. And that's the same thing that's happening with Russia. Because Russia's a great place, and Putin is not as bad as he is being made out to be. I promise you that. And they're being demonized, and you need to look at the person doing the demonizing rather than look at Putin. Or and it's not just him, there's other countries as well. And history has a lot to part with it. Our ancestors, previous wars, through history, it's all connected. And it's all connected. The only reigning monarch that I have any respect for is the guy that runs Monaco. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He don't allow any tabloid press in there. He runs it like a business. And he's fully responsible for everything. And he signs everything, and he does everything, and he works hard. And then look at his country. I mean, it may be tiny, but look how wealthy it is. So there's just a lot of bad people with a lot of bad intentions, unfortunately, and all of those seem to be in positions of power. But we outnumber them. Woo! So, and as I said, all faiths, they've all faith. This is going back to having faith and belief. Just have faith and belief, even if you can't explain it. Even if you can't, you don't want to sort of go say you're one thing or another. That's cool. Just know. Because it's happening. It's real. That's the only thing I do trust. Wholeheartedly. Is that this sort of connection to source, this divine connection, this universal connection, this connection to each other, our spirits and souls are eternally connected, and it's not just a psychic connection. It's an energetic one. It's a vibrational one. It's a frequency. So even if you can't pinpoint it, just believe in something bigger than yourself, because it's there. And this is all faith, all denominations, all races, all ages, all sexual orientation, all are equally as important as another. Because it is through the collaboration and alliance and unitedness and love of each other in this place that will see us through. Because we need each other. And each of us is a ball of untapped potential. And most people don't know it. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine what will happen when everyone's sort of on their A game, which we can get to? This is the thing. Because there's so much free information, and things can be set up. We can do it. Rehabilitation, education, inspiration, innovation. It can happen. It will happen. Everyone can be a person that has. That's what they don't want, because they want to have it all. But the thing is, we don't have to go by their rules. We don't have to work for their companies. We don't have to buy their products. We don't have to. And because we've got free will and independent thought, and we are all connected to each other, we can just slowly shut them off. There's many ways we can get them. That's just one. That's the least violent one. So I'm just rambling now, aren't I? I'm so sorry. I did have something to say about, let me remind myself, I'm doing my scribbles on my papers again. I've run out of notepad and I can't cope unless it's a huge one. I've got a bit funny about my journals. I'm fine. No, it's gone. SARS. Come back to me. Come back to me. But I think that's it for today. I might go and have a little rave out in the garden now. With my lights on. But yeah, day 10 of no caffeine. Boom, smashing it. Love it. Never going back, ever. I am having the occasional, obviously also I'm supposed to be doing a water fast. I did eat today. I had 2 days. So I'm going to do do 2 days water fasting, 1 day eating. That's why I'm just going to roll from now. Works for me. Yeah, I have had decaf coffee though. I just do like the taste. I don't know. I'm a bit of a weirdo. Maybe I don't know. I'm on two minds. Might come off it. Off the decaf, anyways. But I've been drinking green tea and matcha tea and peppermint tea, all in the same, with some honey and some turmeric. Good. What else? No, I'm just boring now. I'm just rambling. Sorry. I hope everyone is good. I think I've left it downstairs. You know what? I'm going to finish off with this. This is what I was going to do. All are welcome. This is by Alexandra Penfold and Susanna Kaufman. Oh, as well, just a side note, David Williams, I'm totally stealing the name of your next book. Codename Bananas. Yes. It just sort of sums me up, I think. Okay, here we go. Pencils sharpened in their case, bells are ringing, let's make haste. School's beginning, dreams to chase. All are welcome here. That's a picture. No matter how you start your day, what you wear, when you play, or if you come from far away, all are welcome here. See? In your classroom, safe and sound, fears are lost and hope is found. Raise your hand, we'll all go round. All are welcome here. Gather now, let's all take part. We'll play music, we'll make art. We'll share stories from the heart. All are welcome here. Time for lunch, what a spread. A dozen different kinds of bread. Pass it round till we're all fed. All are welcome here. Open doors, rush outside. We will swing, we will slide. We'll have fun side by side. All are welcome here. We're part of a community. Our strength is our diversity, a shelter from adversity. All are welcome here. We will learn from each other. Special talents we'll uncover. There's a big world to discover. All are welcome here. So much to learn, so much to do. And when the busy day is through, can't wait to come back and start anew. All are welcome here. Head for home to get some rest and greet tomorrow ready and fresh. Our time together is the best. All are welcome here. You have a place here. You have a space here. You are welcome here. To all the flags. Then all do hellos. Love that. So, yeah. Happy equinox, people. Happy protesting. Hope it's peaceful. Remember, writing doesn't achieve anything. Freedom is ours. No one can take it. Everyone is beautiful. And we can do this. Love you.